it was shacks, and he was felt embarrassed about it. He created two divisions called, it was Goose Pond subdivision and the Depot subdivision. One was in Charleston, one was in Wales. That was the only house they had. Other than that, we basically lived in shacks, on plantations like sharecroppers, bounced up with your parents. And so Gerome seen a need. And that's when he worked diligently and to create affordable houses for black people. And he did a wonderful job with that.
You're talking about a attorney from Washington, D.C., a person that's old, thinking, if I'm not mistaken, I think James Whittle was a chairman over Ways and Means.
Right.
And when I say chairman over Ways and Means, I know what that means. In the state, I wouldn't, in Ways and Means, Ways and Means on all your bond money with appropriation. I know how important it is. It took 12 years to get the appropriation. They handle all the money in the county, in the state. So when you talking about a man with all the bond capacity, and like Mr. Kim was saying, got that kind of force in Washington, D.C. and in your backyard, it's pretty rough.
Yeah. Where were all of these housing complexes put? I know there was one here in Sumner. I went and saw Goose Pond, but where are they?
The Goose Pond was never part of Gerome housing complex. Those are rural development houses. Rural development funded that project before Gerome time. The Gerome G. Little Manor was put up there in Oil Mill. The Teacup Robert Huddleston apartment complex was put there in Oil Mill. You said you went to see the Gerome, right?
Yes, sir.
And then you got the Grayson Hale in Tawala. You had Pete Burnside estate in Tawala. And that was on this side of the county. And then I think through Gerome they went to Glendora and they set up that apartment, those apartments that was down in Glendora too. And then they went to Oakland and they set up apartments. Oakland, Mississippi, Charleston, Mississippi, and they set up apartments over there. So and then he went to Como, Panola County, and they set up. Then they went to Belzona, and he hit pretty much all these little towns in the Delta that needed apartments. He was able to push through and get those apartments, either through HUD or through USDA.
And when it comes to, well, before we get to the paved roads, you mentioned specifically earlier that, I believe you mentioned this too, that you had to, I believe, sue the district to redraw the lines so the blacks could vote. Right. What was that like?
That was pretty rough. Because, well, we could vote, but we couldn't win elections because the line was skewed to the point that we couldn't win election. We didn't have any blacks elected to any position that I know. Was it any position?
No.
We didn't have any blacks elected to any position until those lines were drawn. And after the lines were drawn, I was the first one that won with the lines. I won Justice Court Judge with the line drawn half of the county. Then Gerome and Bobby Banks won supervisors, District 4, Bobby Banks and Gerome Little, District 5. And then they were sitting on the board and they was able to sit at the table with the next time that the line was drawn. And well, Robert, you was elected after I was, wasn't it?
No, at the same time, one might have been, got elected in 19.
But he was elected for state representative, so we didn't draw those lines, but we played a part in we was able to get to the table when the lines were being drawn. And so most of our people that was on that committee have been elected. Now we've almost won full circle. We had one that didn't want to be elected, but he had a lot of influence on this west side of the county with voters, big family, and then a lot of older people liked him, and that was Mr. Willard. But he never wanted to run for anything. But anything that we did, he was out there with us, with Gerome.
That during that time when we really got that name of back there in the South, because we would meet a lot, especially though at some three women houses. You'd be at Betty's Powerhouse or be at Patricia Powerhouse, and that's where all our strategy meetings took place. Training we had, we'd be with Southern Echo, they was, teaching us how